Look at the mountain behind this hiker. Now look at it again. The hiker hasn't moved, the mountain hasn't moved, but in one photo, the mountain is a distant bump, and in the other, it's swallowing the frame. You probably think this happened because the photographer just zoomed in, but treating your lens like a pair of digital binoculars is the fastest way to kill the mood of a photograph. Zooming didn't build that massive mountain, geometry did. I'm Dale Sinclair, and today we're fixing flat, lifeless images by mastering focal length. We are going to stop using the zoom ring to just make things fit, and start using it to dictate your story. Let's get the optical physics out of the way fast. When you see a number like 35mm or 200mm printed on your lens barrel, it's a physical measurement. It is the distance, in millimeters, from the internal pivot point where the light crosses inside your lens to your camera's sensor. But you don't need a ruler in the field. You just need to know what that math does to your cone of vision. A small number like 16mm gives you a massive, sweeping field of view. A large number like 200mm acts like a narrow spotlight. And if you are shooting on a crop sensor, remember our Module 1 math. Your camera is taking a smaller slice of that cone, making every lens look a little bit longer than the number printed on the barrel. Let's start wide. 16mm, 24mm, 35mm. The wide-angle lens is the storyteller. It forces you to show the environment, but it comes with a dangerous trap. Because it takes in so much of the scene, if you just stand back and take a photo from eye level, the result is completely flat. The mountains look tiny, and the foreground is just dead space. To fix this, we don't reach for the zoom ring, we walk. Watch what happens to the exact same location when we step forward, drop the camera down, and put something right in front of the lens. The image instantly has depth. You need a foreground anchor. You have to find something close to the lens that gives the viewer a place to stand. Step physically closer to your subject. Bring them into the immediate foreground, and let the background stretch away behind them. But hear this. This is part of our professional code. Because wide lenses exaggerate distance, they distort objects near the edges. We do not put human faces in the corners of a 14mm frame. A wide lens gives you power. Use it to honor the scene, not to distort the people in it. But what if you don't want extreme depth? What if you want the truth? Enter the standard focal lengths, your 40mm to 50mm range. The 50mm Nifty 50 is famous because it renders the world roughly the way the human eye sees it, minus our peripheral vision. The perspective feels inherently honest. It doesn't push the background away, and it doesn't artificially pull it closer. Because the lens isn't doing any tricks with perspective, you can't rely on optical drama to save a bad photo. Master the 50mm, and you prove you understand composition. Quick pause. Think about your own habits right now. Are you naturally a wide-angle storyteller, or do you gravitate toward the tight crop of a telephoto? Let me know down in the comments. And if keeping track of focal lengths, crop factors, and angles of view feels like doing algebra in the field, don't guess. Download the North of Wendigo field cheat sheet linked below. It translates the math into practical field decisions, instantly. Wide lenses tell the whole story, but sometimes the story is chaotic, so we cut it out. We go long. Telephoto lenses, 85mm, 200mm, 400mm, are isolators. If you are shooting in a messy urban setting with power lines and garbage cans, a 200mm lens allows you to thread the needle. You fill the frame entirely with your subject and blow out the background into a soft blur. But as we saw in the very first 10 seconds of this video, telephotos also seem to compress space. They pull distant backgrounds forward, making them massive. If you shoot on a phone, you are carrying a wide, a standard, and a telephoto in your pocket right now. The 1x mode is your wide angle. The 3x or 5x is your telephoto. Here is your golden rule. Physically switch between those optical lenses, but never, ever pinch the screen to zoom in between those numbers. When you pinch the glass, you aren't changing the focal length. You are just digitally cropping a tiny piece of the wide-angle sensor, which destroys your pixels. Using only the native lenses instantly doubles the clarity of your mobile photos. Your assignment today is to break your reliance on the zoom ring. If you own a fixed prime lens, put it on. If you only have a zoom lens, set it to 35mm, take a piece of gaffer tape, and literally tape the zoom ring in place so it cannot move. Go out and shoot for 1 hour. When you see a subject, your instinct will be to twist the barrel. When you can't, you are going to be forced to zoom with your feet. You will have to walk closer, back up, or find a new angle. By taking away the convenience of the zoom, you force yourself to actively engage with the geometry of the scene. Your camera is not a pair of binoculars. Decide what story you want to tell. To include the environment, go wide and step close. To isolate a detail, step back and go long. But remember that massive looming mountain from the start of this video? You now know that a telephoto lens appears to pull that background forward. But here is the secret that most photographers never figure out. The lens isn't actually doing the compressing. You are. And in the next lesson, I'm going to prove to you why everything you've been taught about telephoto compression is a lie. I'm Dale Sinclair. Choose your focal length with intention, and I'll see you on the path.